Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name is David and I'm doing this video because of Jessica. Jessica asked me a question and I thought I'd just make a video out of it. Jessica wanted to know, how are these toxic people with personality disorders drawn to each other and what that relationship may look like, and the problems it may cause others around them. I think anybody who's dated someone that is a toxic, abusive, manipulative, exploitative person with a personality disorder could have a good idea, yeah. I don't think you have to have a personality disorder as well to know what that relationship looks like. You have to understand these people with personality disorders be very rigid, and they have very, their behaviors and patterns continuous over and over again. They're not very different with other people than they are with you so much. Not saying, they could act very different to different people, but when it comes to that romantic, intimate relationship, it's not that different. So I got to start this video off because if I don't make one video, I get blamed for saying that if I talk about borderlines, then all people with borderline do exactly what I say. And I don't say that anyway, but so not all borderlines or narcissists do the things that I say that a lot of them do. Okay? So easy why they drawn to each other. Same as us. Same as why what I want to call like an innocent victim. We don't abuse them back. What drew us to them? What drew them to us and stuff like this? It's like our self-worth. It's our self-worth matches theirs do. If we have low self-worth, low self-esteem, we're gonna be drawn to other people like that, and we may look at them as the poor me victim that needs our help. That's our self-worth and self-respect would go do that and ignore our lives. Whatever the case may be, it's not always like that dynamic, but so say it's parroting. Yeah. If I date a highly, highly narcissistic woman, chances are my mother is pretty narcissistic. At least my dad, or both. If I date a very, very toxic, emotionally unstable borderline, then something's up with my mom. My mom's probably very emotionally unstable. Things like this. Okay? That's why. Generally. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about the higher spectrum, lower functioning, borderline narcissists, toxic people. What's our definition of the exact definition of toxic? I think of toxic people not as a victim at their very worst at the end of a toxic, abusive relationship. They're in a toxic relationship, but I don't consider that victim toxic if they're not abusing the back. I think of a toxic person as somebody that is abusive, is exploitative, is manipulative, right? May have some serious mental illness, most likely personality disorder, most likely cluster B. I've made a video about two narcissists married. It would be more of the higher functioning narcissists. And just as an example, the gender doesn't matter, but just as the overt husband and the covert wife, where the overtly narcissistic husband kind of brings in the attention from people, as the covert manipulative wife believes she makes this front that she's morally pure, but husband isn't, and husband abuses me and gains your sympathy and empathy by playing the victim. But I'm talking even more toxic than that. Yeah. And I've talked about friends, toxic friends. What's it like to be friends with narcissists and borderlines? even psychopaths, sociopaths. But they seek comfort. That's why a lot of people have friends, even toxic people, they just can't manage the relationship very well. May not even be that comfortable or comfort at sometimes, stress at others. I'm talking to disordered, toxic people, friends. But people who exploit, manipulate, and abuse, don't reciprocate, toxic, categorize friends based on how they're useful to them. Occasional fights, disagreements, screw each other over, in and out, maybe revolving door, made videos about that. Transactional. Okay? But I'm talking about romantic relationships. They're different. Okay? The more serious, the more intense the relationship, the more stressful it becomes to toxic, disordered people, and the more the behavior traits, the toxic ones, surface. That's why they don't do the things they do to you, to their friends. They've managed to keep some friends in their life, although they're still manipulative and exploitative, don't reciprocate, so they're not really friends. Not to be confusing. But the romantic relationships, this is when the real abuse happens. Okay? And, parentification, triangulation, the cheating, the betrayal, the gaslighting, the physical, financial exploitation, highs and lows of hormones causes dependency, also known as the trauma bond. Yeah, we know this, don't we? But remember how bad you felt in that relationship, especially at the end. Where was your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-respect? Where was it? How low were these things? How bad did you feel about yourself? How good did you feel about your future? How good were your boundaries? Were you anxious and depressed and couldn't sleep well? Couldn't concentrate, memory, focus, attention span? Not good. We are the innocent victims who didn't do the stuff back. Now imagine two people abusing each other. Two toxic people abusing each other, guilty victims, right? Wouldn't that be the time that a victim would be guilty? Just sitting there just beating the hell out of each other up, physically or emotionally or both. See, the way it works is you're going to have two toxic people that are sabotaging themselves and sabotaging each other. Maybe it ends because they hurt each other so bad, financially, a job, lose each other's jobs, or physical, so bad, put in the hospital, right? Relationships, ruin each other's relationships, whatever they had. Maybe one goes to jail, both. But they both play the push-pull game constantly with each other. A lot of you guys did. Maybe not aware of it. And they'll leave for someone else. The two toxic, disordered people. One might leave for someone else, like you. You're a rebound that they fell madly in love with until they went back. Not funny, sorry. Or two, second option, one has complete control over the other. One has complete control over the other. And that falls perfectly with the very narcissistic person and the very emotionally unstable, non-reliant, self-reliant person. The highly narcissistic person in control of their affect, their emotions, and in control of theirs, which helps the borderline regulate. And they may do it abusively, using threats and stuff like this. But no outburst allowed. Yeah. And all these other things you can't do, and you better do. The more narcissistic person has the self-control and control over the person. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I don't think it's hard, again, to imagine how toxic that relationship would be. No emotional needs met. Nobody has security, emotional attention. Nobody has emotional connection with each other. Both of them never have with anyone. No privacy, no autonomy, maybe no friends, not allowed to do much. Maybe the other one doesn't even work, doesn't leave the house. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Jessica. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video. Ask questions. Give your own examples of how toxic your relationship was. It's not like it was better. I think only worse. Don't you guys? Let me know. If you like it, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Love yourself first, guys. Bye.